Let's just dive right into it. Today, we're unpacking an absolutely massive, everyday bottleneck in the UK property market. Look, if you're a letting agent or, if you just follow the property sector closely, you already know the daily grind. Your phone's buzzing nonstop, emails are just piling up, and you're drowning in a sea of enquiries from people you literally know absolutely nothing about. It's a huge operational roadblock, right? But what if you could completely automate that very first crucial interaction? Well, in this explainer, we're looking at a solution called Bouncer from the Swift Manager platform. It's a tool built specifically to automate tenant pre-qualification. We're going to explore exactly how it works, why it's a total game changer, and how it's engineered to give you your valuable time back by just eliminating those daily communication bottlenecks.
So I gotta ask, how much time do you actually waste chasing unqualified leads? Seriously, think about a typical Monday morning in the lettings office. You grab your coffee, crack open the inbox, and bam, there are dozens of messages from interested renters that just piled up over the weekend. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a great problem to have, high demand. But the painful reality, letting agents are spending hours every single week just trying to figure out if a tenant is actually worth their time. It's a massive drain. You're basically acting as a private investigator, trying to piece together basic fundamental information before you can even think about scheduling a viewing. It's totally exhausting, and frankly, it's the textbook definition of a communication bottleneck.
And this brings us to a massive divide in how agencies are choosing to operate today. On one side, you've got the purely reactive manual agent. You know the type, tied to the inbox, typing out the exact same introductory emails over and over, or making endless phone calls just to get the bare basics. On the other side, you have the Bouncer agent. As we'll see throughout this explainer, this agent is not chained to their phone answering those repetitive questions. Nope. They're operating with frictionless efficiency. They let automated workflows handle that initial contact so they can focus on what actually drives revenue, which is closing deals and building real relationships. I mean, the contrast is night and day. Let's break down this admin drain for a second, because it's not just one simple task, is it? It's like a relentless game of investigative ping pong. First, you're chasing down income proof to make sure they can actually afford the rent. Then, you're requesting and verifying employment details. You've got to confirm their desired move-in dates to see if they even align with when the property is, actually available. And crucially, in the UK market, you absolutely have to check their credit history, keeping an eye out for things like CCJs, county court judgments. Doing this for one person? Tedious. Doing it for 50 people? That feels like a second full-time job. It clutters your inbox, zaps your energy, and pulls you away from high-value tasks.
But the core promise here is incredibly simple. Stop chasing the wrong leads. Instead of you doing all that mind-numbing chasing we just talked about, Bouncer steps in and access your digital front door. It's this incredibly elegant, purpose-built solution. Basically, it's a pre-qualifying WhatsApp chat agent designed strictly for property letting. It tackles that daily communication bottleneck right head-on. With this in place, your inbox stops being what the developers playfully call a tyre-kicker bin, and it transforms into a highly curated list of serious, viable prospects.
Now, Bouncer doesn't just operate out there in a vacuum. It's powered by Swift Manager, which is a comprehensive UK lettings automation platform. Think of this as the broader engine that handles the tenant qualification, the lead scoring, and the agent communication. The overarching goal here is incredibly laser-focused, drastically reduce the manual admin that letting agents face and massively improve response speeds. By completely eliminating workflow friction at a platform level, Swift Manager basically ensures that your agency operates with maximum efficiency. Okay, let's look under the hood and trace the exact chronological flow of a single everyday lead. Step 1, the tenant inquires. Maybe they send that initial WhatsApp message or click a link. Step 2, Bouncer instantly steps in. The literal second that inquiry hits, the bot starts a WhatsApp conversation automatically and begins asking the necessary questions. Step 3, the lead is scored. Based on the tenant's exact answers, the system evaluates them. And finally, Step 4, a summary is delivered directly to the agent. Notice the truly brilliant part of this sequence? You, the human agent, don't even have to lift a finger until Step 4. The bot takes total control from the very first text message. So, what exactly is happening during that second step? Well, it gets right down to business. The automated interview is highly targeted and totally professional. Bouncer doesn't just say hey and wait around, it asks the exact right questions you need answered right away. It checks their income, it asks for current employment status, it verifies the move-in date, and it asks about their credit history, specifically hunting for those CCJs. It is literally conducting a thorough screening process right there inside WhatsApp, perfectly mimicking the data gathering phase an agent would normally have to drag out over 3 or 4 separate emails. And it does the whole shebang without a single second of human intervention. Now here is where the automation truly flexes its muscles. Bouncer instantly scores the lead against your specific property listing rules. It's not just collecting data and dumping it on your desk for you to interpret later. No, it actively processes it. By the time you even pick up your phone, Bouncer has already evaluated the prospect against your preset requirements. It actively filters out those tire kickers for you, the people who maybe don't earn quite enough, or their timeline is months off, or they have problematic credit. It does all that heavy analytical lifting instantly. And honestly, this creates a complete paradigm shift in your working day. Because the scoring is done automatically, you're finally empowered to simply skip unqualified leads entirely. You literally don't have to spend a single minute of your day on them. Instead, your precious time is spent exclusively reviewing qualified summaries. You see who's a perfect fit, and you just ignore everyone who isn't. Just think about how much mental energy and time that saves. You aren't emotionally investing in a lead only to find out 3 days later that they failed referencing. You're only dealing with the absolute best prospects right from minute one. Plus, the delivery method for all this info is incredibly convenient. The output of all this back-end automation is that you get a complete application summary sent straight to your own WhatsApp. It's fully built, super digestible, and most importantly, ready to act on immediately. You don't have to log into some clunky desktop portal, try to remember a password, or sift through a messy email inbox to find the details. The qualified lead, along with all their vetted information, verified income, employment, dates, credit status, is handed to you on a silver platter right inside the messaging app you're probably already using all day anyway. Ultimately, the entire philosophy here boils down to just 8 words. No chasing, no admin, just qualified leads. That really summarizes exactly what letting agents get back when they implement a system like this. It takes that initial painful friction of the communication bottleneck, removes it completely from your desk, and leaves you with only the valuable part of the job, interacting with great tenants and closing the deal. It is pretty much the very definition of working smarter, not harder. So I'll leave you with this final provocative question. Are you ready to let Bouncer automate your first conversation? If you're a letting agent spending hours a week acting as a manual, human filter for unqualified inquiries, you know the technology now exists to completely eliminate that administrative drain. Swift Manager's Bouncer proves that your initial interactions absolutely do not have to be a slow, manual slog. By deploying an automated, pre-qualifying WhatsApp chat agent, you can reclaim your time, dramatically streamline your daily workflow, and focus your energy only on the leads that actually matter. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.